Hi everyone, how are you? Today's video is going to be about overcoming food obsession. My name is Kelsie Michaud. I'm a certified health and life coach, and I help individuals to create healthy habits and mindset so they can lose weight sustainably for long-term success. So, do thoughts about food fill your head all day long? Rather than thinking about the work you're doing or, what you're going to be doing over the next weekend. And, instead you're contemplating your next meal or your snack, maybe even just your next opportunity to eat. Hi, Antonetta. How are you? Thank you for coming on. And you might just be punishing yourself for food or wishing that you hadn't eaten certain something earlier in the day, and then just creating this vicious cycle that keeps going around and around. So our self-talk may be just ringing in our heads and just asking us all sorts of questions. Hi, Maureen. How are you? Thanks for coming on. So a lot of times, we're the self-talk is going on, and it's in our head, and sometimes these questions will pop up, and we'll ask ourselves sometimes things like, what am I going to eat next? Because we're just wondering what's next, or when I do eat, will I be able to stop? Or have I eaten too much? Or how many calories is in this? Or is this going to make me fat? Or is this healthy or clean enough? Or, those cookies are just calling to me from the cupboard. So, why are we so preoccupied by food, a good bit of the time or most of the time? It actually could be that you have likely just dieted too much in the past. So, oh, thank you, Antonetta. That is so kind of you. So you might have just dieted too much in the past. And with that, at some point, you may have restricted food, because with dieting, that a lot of times comes restriction. So that's meaning you're not eating enough, or you've been maybe a bit too super healthy, or you had really strict rules around eating. Maureen, you're too funny. I wouldn't say that, but thank you. So, you gotta love, what's that spray? I can't think of it now. The powder, the dry shampoo. Thank you. Not today, but I quite often. I do love dry shampoo. Comes in handy. But anyway, that's off track and off topic. So at some point, with all these diets, we're restricting food. So that means you're definitely not eating enough, or you're trying to go the other way and being just too super healthy, and you have all these strict rules around dieting. Hi, Jennifer. And once you put your body into deprivation mode, then you're going to override your natural hunger signals. And then you start to just kind of lose touch with your body and those signals. So rather than listening to when you're actually hungry and then eating, you have taken on these certain rules instead. So you no longer are trusting your body. And it's so understandably more difficult to make decisions around eating. So we know that from starvation studies that when food is limited, people actually become more preoccupied with the food. So you might start daydreaming about food all day. You might start hoarding or binging food. Or you may even cut your food up into really small pieces and take hours to eat it. Because starving is extreme, but any food deprivation is going to bring similar results, even on a milder scale. And it's usually together with being preoccupied with food. So even once you stop dieting and try to eat normally again, your relationship with food will have changed at that point. And that's because your thinking around food has undergone this dramatic shift, and you have just consciously developed an eating problem mindset. So whatever you are considering to be like bad is now just so evil, and it's full of guilt. It's considered fattening, it's unhealthy, and it's full of sugar, and rather than just enjoying some food. So therefore, it's hard to eat, say, like like cake or cookies without all this judgment and feeling like you failed. And then you have all this tons of guilt, and your self-worth it then becomes linked with what you're eating. So you have actually unconsciously set yourself this standard that is just difficult. It's difficult to win and maintain. So to break up, hi Anthony, how are you? Thank you for coming on, and hi Antoinette. So to break up with your food obsession, some things that you want to learn, one major thing you want to learn is intuitive eating. Now this is something I work on with my clients all the time throughout my program. So, intuitive eating is more of a non-diet approach. It's a healthy system, and it's become a more popular approach to food and overall health. The key focus of this approach is to reconnect your body and to listen and to respond to your body's signals and its cues, rather than restricting your food intake to these chronic diets and confusing those eating patterns. So intuitive eating is a system teaches you how to get back in touch with the signals that your body is sending you about your food intake. So I have a few strategies, a few ways I want to share with you that can actually help with food obsession. Now, if you practice these on a daily basis, this can, really help that much more. So the first one is no diets. Just get rid of that word, diet. Recognizing that another diet or strict food plan is most likely not sustainable. So it's not a sustainable solution, because getting rid of a food obsession involves starting to actually listen to your body again, and then responding to the signals of your hunger and your fullness. Another thing that I work on my clients with, we have a whole lesson around that. And if you haven't been in tune with your hunger for a while, tuning back in again that can take a bit of time. And it also might feel a little scary at first and feel like it's hard to trust your body to know when you're actually feeling hungry or full. But just be patient with yourself, and it will come. Next, your blood sugar. Regularly eating 3 meals plus your snacks can help keep your blood sugar more stable throughout the day. You have foods available. Hi, Barbara. Thanks for coming on. That have more foods available that are, really nutritious and that you enjoy. And make sure it includes, your protein, your good fats, and your slow release carbs. Having a general structure of eating in place will help provide you with this good foundation as you're beginning to tune into your own body again, and tune into its natural hunger signals again. So, and next, planning. Planning is huge. Planning will set you up for success. So you will need definitely to put some time and energy into it. It doesn't just, snap your fingers and all these foods are there for you. You need to put the time in, but it's so worth it, because when you put the planning into your food, it's not only about creating a detailed program that absolutely has to be followed to the letter. Instead, it makes sure that you have foods available to eat, at home, at work, whether you're out and about on the run, maybe not so much lately, but at least when you're home, even if you're working from home now, you want to have foods that are readily available to grab. Hi, Dina. How are you? Thanks for coming on. So, it can be difficult to make better food choices when you're hungry, for one, and then if you have an empty cupboard, or if your cupboards are filled with junk. So if you have things that are just ready to go for you, if you have, for just a quick example, some vegetables that are already cut up in the fridge and ready to go, and they even make them cut up for you in the grocery store nowadays, so it can't get any easier. So a lot of this food and meal prep and planning will definitely set you up for success. And if you have any questions about any more examples or something you want to know more about some food planning, please reach out to me, leave it in the comments, and we can chat. And next, think of it as no food is forbidden. I always talk about, deprivation, and you should not deprive yourself, because when you begin to allow yourself those forbidden foods, if you label certain foods as like good or bad, it's time to let go of that. You want to try to accept some foods that may be triggers for your anxiety, or your overeating or your binging. Say if like chocolate is a forbidden food for you, it may take some time to learn how to eat it and enjoy it. But do that, and all you have to do is slow down, eat it much calmer, in a more relaxed state. Do some breathing, breathe some nice deep breathing before you even eat. Like I said, all these things I work on with my clients, and it helps them get to their future goal. Hi, Kathy. How are you today? So you want to try to slow down and eat it more in a relaxed state if there is that trigger food for you. And then you can start processing your thoughts and plan your chocolate into your day or your week, and enjoy it, eating it slowly. Hi, Ashley. Thanks for coming on. I actually have a nice piece of dark chocolate. You want to have 70% or higher to get all of the good health benefits from dark chocolate, because it's a superfood. It's really, really good, full of tons of benefits for you, health benefits. But I actually have a piece of dark chocolate, one little square, every morning before my workout, because it's a vasodilator as well, which means it helps bring that blood flow and give me energy for my workout. Hi, Mary. How are you today? Thanks for coming on. So let's move on to the next one, which is finding body acceptance. So you want to try to reconnect with your body. So that will go in line with your intuitive eating. So reconnecting with your body, as the amazing machine that it is. And once, think of it as one that you needs taking care of. You need to put yourself first and take care of yourself with value and appreciation, not just today, but every day. Judge your body for what it can do for you, rather than beating it up for these perceived imperfections. So when you generally value your body, this will help you to change the way that you eat as a form of self-care. Hi, Debbie. So, berating yourself and berating your body only destroys your self-esteem, and then that can be detrimental to trying to change your weight, when that's your goal. Okay, and next is emotional eating. Recognize when and why you eat for emotional reasons. So try to keep maybe a journal. Journaling has tons of benefits. Just makes you aware, for one, of what you're doing and what you're thinking, and and it makes you feel good by getting your thoughts out and getting it. It's almost like, talking to someone. And the best thing about journaling that I love is it's your own personal thoughts, and nobody has to see it if you don't want them to. So you can just keep writing away and get it all out. But you want to, try to keep this journal that, it will help encourage, in a way that it helps encourage your eating, so that when you are wanting to turn to food, you want to stop and ask yourself, what is it that I'm truly feeling? And by writing those feelings down, sometimes can make you just feel a lot better. Makes you feel like you've gotten it out of your system. And Angela, hi, how are you today? So food next, food as pleasure. So don't make food your number one thing that you turn to for feeling good. Make sure that you have plenty of other things that you can do that you enjoy and makes you feel really happy or relaxed. Food can be a part of that for sure, but it's not helpful when it's your main, pick me up or feel good type thing. Okay, so try to have other things that make you, like, yourself personally. Could be like, for myself, I love yoga, I love to read, I love gardening, I love going for a walk, playing with my kids, so many other things that make me feel good and make me happy, rather than just turning to food. So like I said, you know yourself best, and you know what you like to do. So try to incorporate those into your lifestyle, rather than just quickly turning to food right away. And next, hi Kim, how are you? Quick fixes. So this only puts huge amounts of pressure on you, and then it stops you from making choices like right in that moment. So you want to remember that these little steps will add up to a whole lot of change. I tell my clients this all the time because we work on just small little action steps each week that just turn into huge changes in the end. So you want to remember that those little steps create this, whole lots of change for you. And this change can be sustainable, and that's why it's sustainable, because they're so small that you're not even noticing, and then all of a sudden you're doing them without even realizing it, and all of a sudden you just have these new healthy habits, and it's great, and it's a good feeling. So a drastic plan, on the other hand, is more likely to have you fall off track after a few weeks, and then have a rebound of like rebellion eating that ends up taking over. So you don't want to do that. That's for sure. That's what we're trying to get away from. And next, think about your values. Look at the bigger picture and ask yourself these questions and be honest with yourself. How fulfilled are you right now? Is food filling some kind of a void for you, or is it trying to distract something and occupy your thoughts? Is there a part of your life that might need more attention? Are you living in line with your own core values? Answering any or all of these questions could help give you some clues as to why your relationship with food may be out of sync. So, changing your relationship with food, it does take time. So, like I said, be patient with yourself because it's not always easy at first. So don't be afraid to reach out and get support. I'm available for complimentary consultations, and that's where we just jump on the phone for about 30 minutes and we dive really deep into your own health and weight goals. And I can show you how I can take you from where you are now to where you want to go. Because letting go of food obsession can really help you get your life back again, and I can provide a safe space to do just that. So let me know if you have any questions about the content I covered, or anything you're wondering about your health or weight questions, and anything in the future for me to come on here and talk about. Anything you're wondering about, anything you have questions about, some content you'd like to learn more about, just let me know anytime. Throw it in the comments, leave it on my page, PM me, whatever works best for you. And I'll leave a link if anyone would like to schedule a complimentary consultation. I'll leave the link for you above and in the comments. And if that's it, if nobody has any questions, I appreciate you all coming on today and listening to today's topic. And I'm going to hop off, and I hope everyone has a very beautiful day. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.